Come to standing at the top of your space in mountain pose. Drawing your hands in front of your chest, setting your intention for your practice. Reach the arms up, mountain pose. Right knee draws into the chest, interlace the fingers and draw the knee towards the right shoulder. Right leg lowers down, mountain pose. Left knee draws into the chest. Stand tall through your right leg. Bring the head to balance right above the heart. Lower the left leg down, mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Side body stretch up and over to the left. Lean into that right hip. Spread the shoulders wide on the back. Forward fold. Grab behind the legs, bend and straighten through the legs. Resting the torso on the thighs and reaching up through the sit bones. Bend deeply through the knees. Chair pose. Lengthen from the hips out through the fingertips. Shift the knees over the ankles. And draw the breath into the wide side body. Forward fold, tabletop, cat-cow through the spine, flaring open the ribs as the chest falls to the earth and rounding through the upper back as the ribs reach up to the ceiling. Cat and cow. Rounding through the back, pressing into the inner arm line, step the right foot forward for crescent moon. You can nudge the left hip back, reach the fingers up to the ceiling. Hands can come to the knees or fingers can stay reaching up to the ceiling. Curl the left toes underneath you, press into the top of the left foot as you hover the left knee off of the mat. Now if this is too much, you can always stay in crescent moon or curl the left toes underneath you. Straighten through both legs, pyramid pose. The left toes will curl underneath as the rib cage evenly melts over the right leg. Continue to find those full, rich cycles of breath. Walking the hands over to the left for a wide-legged forward fold. The side bodies hang long. Bending the knees, bringing the hips to shoulder width height. You're in a deep bend through the lower body. Flexion through the knee and through the ankle joints as well as through the hip. And then begin to bend and straighten the legs, bringing the hips down to the knees, and then reaching the sit bones up to the ceiling. Flat back brings you up to stand. Warrior two to the front of your space. The right toes will point forward. You're anchored back through your left heel. Don't forget about the breath. Quality breaths, pulling it in, releasing it out. Star pose, warrior two, to the mat behind you, to the space behind you. Quality breath. Star pose. Hands come to the low back, fingertips press down. Press the hips forward as you broaden through the collarbones and lift up and out through the heart. Send your gaze to your third eye or down the bridge of your nose. Stay firm through the planting of your feet. Forward fold. Pick up the balls of the feet, pivot on the heels for a pyramid to the space behind you. Walking over to the left, picking the left foot up to meet the right, downward facing dog. Nice long spine here, tailbone lifts to the ceiling, heels melt down. Tabletop, cat-cow through the spine. Keeping the spine robust and supple as you undulate. Begin to move those fluids around the spine, engaging, releasing, contracting. All these tiny little muscle tissues that reside along the length of the spine. Right leg steps forward to a low lunge, crescent moon. Left toes curl under, crescent lunge. Bend and straighten through the left knee. Lift it off the mat and straighten the leg. Pyramid pose, straighten through the left leg. Straighten through the right leg. Walk the hands around to the left for wide-legged forward fold. Bring the hands up to the hips, bend the knees. Begin to shift the weight laterally from side to side, taking the weight into the outer edges of the feet, the outer shins, the outer hips. Keeping the side body as long as you reach the heart forward, but bring the chin down so the head stays in line with the spine. Arms reach out to the sides of the room, legs straighten, rise up to star. Extended side angle to the right leg. Left leg is straight. Right hip tucks under as the right ribs revolve up. The left rib cage and the left hip come to stack. Extended side angle to the left leg. Left knee is bent. Shoulders and hips stack, creating width across the front of the pelvis and the front of the chest. Quality breaths. Rise up to star. Hands come to the low back. Back bend. Gliding those fingers down towards the knees, the arm bones towards one another. Lift out through the heart. If this is too much on the opening in the front part of the throat, bring the gaze down the nose. Forward fold. Pick up the feet, pivot, pyramid pose. Downward facing dog, left leg meets the right. Firmly press into the hands. Press the outer shoulders wide, let the heart melt to the knees. Walk the hands forward, forward fold. Mountain pose. Single leg Tadasana, right knee lifts. Stand strong through the left leg. Airplane. Right heel comes in line with the hips, shoulders in line with the hips, and you're reaching out from the pelvis. The heart reaches away from the heels. Right leg comes to meet the left, mountain pose. Side body stretch up and over to the right. Holding the side body stretch, coming back to center. Left knee lifts, single leg Tadasana. Fly it back to airplane. Press out of the right foot, lift out of the right hip, lengthen back through the left heel. Left leg meets the right, mountain pose. Side body stretch over to the left. Lean into the right hip. Should feel yummy as you pull that waistband out of the pelvis. Side body stretch up and over to the right. And forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine. Head in line with the spine, bringing the chin towards the chest. Lower down onto the knees, cat-cow. So you're hollowing out underneath the heart and in the pelvic bowl. You're scooping out. The left leg steps forward, the right knee slides back. Bend and straighten through the right leg. Toes can curl under, or the top of the right foot can ground into the earth. Pyramid pose, straighten through both legs. Evenly rest the chest onto the thighs. If you need to bump that back leg up, do so. Feel what feels right in your body. Walk the hands around to the right for a wide-legged forward fold. Bend through the knees, bring the hips in line with the knees. Bend and straighten through the legs. You can reach your arms forward, biceps by the ears. You can reach the arms to the sides of the room. Bring them to your heart center. Straighten through the legs. Star into ostrich. Interlace the hands at the low back. You'll bring the torso about 45 degrees. Let it fall between the legs. The legs are in a warrior two. And you're breathing fully and completely. Right toes pivot to warrior two, ostrich. As you lean the weight back into the hips, reach the knuckles forward. Create length along the sides of the body, opening within the body. Hands come to low back, or keep the hands interlaced for a back bend with the chest expansion. Hear the tuning the train in the background. And forward fold with the chest expansion. Or release the hands and slide the hands down the legs. Walk the hands around to the right for pyramid. It's a picking up of the balls of the feet and a setting back down. Left leg meets the right, downward facing dog. Lower down to the knees, tabletop. Press the spine up, drop the spine low. Left foot steps forward. Right toes curl under, or you're on the top of the right foot. Crescent moon, then bend and straighten through the right leg. Try to keep the shoulders balanced over the hips and the head balanced over the heart. Press down through your heel, the left foot. Straighten through the legs, pyramid pose. Walk the hands around to the left. Wide-legged forward fold. Toe heel the feet in, bring the heels in and the toes to touch for a variation of goddess and frog. Arms reach forward, bend deeply. Folding at the hip crease. Extending from the base of the spine to the crown of the head. Supported by the front of the body as you draw the abs in and up. Star. Triangle pose. Nourishing breaths in and out. Star. Triangle pose to the back or to the opposite side. Star. Hands come to the low back for a back bend. Draw the corners of the collarbones wide. Press the thighs forward, but lean the weight into the heels. Back bend to forward fold. Pivot towards the right, pyramid pose. Left leg comes to meet the right leg comes to meet the left, downward facing dog. Breathe in your downward facing dog.